Hello folks. So in this session we are going to learn about subshells and what are these local and global variables. So first, what is a shell? When I logged into a Unix system, we are given a initial login shell just like this, which you can see now. I am already in a shell. This initial shell executes any command which I enter. Also, this shell can execute shell scripts. So when a shell script is executed, the parent shell creates a child shell and executes the commands which are given in that shell script. Sometimes we execute those shell scripts in background, sometimes on foreground. When the script is running on foreground, the parent shell just sleeps and it cannot take other commands, and it will wait, it will keep on sleeping until the child shell terminates. So sometimes you see when we run a longer, the command which takes a longer time, we do not get a prompt easily. Just like this, I will try to create a command where it will take some time to get into the prompt. So I'm running these grouped commands where after this we are going to sleep for 5 seconds. So you can see we did not get the prompt right now. We did not get the prompt right away because at that time the parent shell was sleeping and it was waiting for the child shell to finish its task. This is also possible that a parent shell can create a child shell and execute the child shell in the background. In that case, parent shell continues to run concurrently with its child shell. All those child shells are called subshell. Now, what about the local and global variables? A shell supports two kinds of variables. Now we know that there are local variable and environment variables. So both variables hold data in form of strings. Now a child shell gets a copy of the parent shell's environment variables, but it has to define and create its own local variables. So whatever was present in the environment variables of parent gets copied to the environment of child shell also. To understand all these things, let's do some experiment. We'll create a I'm just creating a sample environment variable a equals to 1. Okay, now if I do echo $a, we have the value of that variable. Now if I run sh command and enter, that means I have created a subshell or a child shell of the shell where we have initialized the value of a. In this shell, which is a subshell, now if I try to print the value of echo $a, it will not have any value because only the environment variables got copied. Here this was the local variable of that shell, that a equal to 1 was the local variable of that shell. It was not the environment variable of that shell. And you can see if we do echo dollar host name, that is still the one which was there for the parent shell. So environment variable of parent shell gets copied to the environment variables of the child shell. But then is there a way to copy the local variables of parent shell to the child shell? Yes, it is there. So first I will do exit. I am again into the parent shell. To confirm that, we can do echo $a. Since we have already defined a value of a, we can see that now. Now I will create another variable b equal to 5. If I do echo $b, because we are in the same shell, we can see the value. Now we are into a parent shell, the value of b is there. If we want to get a copy of this variable into the child shell also, we have to make use of export command. So whatever we will do as an assignment, like right now I'm doing b equal to 5. So now from the current shell, in the whole, in the global, we made the value variable b as global. So all the child shells of this parent shell will get this value. Suppose I do as such. Now I have entered into the child shell. If I do echo $a, we know it will not be there because it was the local variable of the parent shell. Now if I do echo $b, we have the value because in the parent shell we executed export command which made the variable b as global. This is how we can make a local variable of one parent shell global so that it will be visible into all the child subshells. So folks, this is the time for a simple exercise. I will create a small shell script. You can also create that along with me, and there I will be using some variables which we will not initialize in the shell script, but still we want that script to print the variables. So based on what we have learned in this chapter, you have to make use of the export command and try uh, not getting an error. So let's start doing that. First I'll create that script. You can also create that with along with me. So here is the script echo, and in the string I'm putting his name is first name and last name. Both are variables as we are starting with dollar symbol. Now you can see L name and F name have no values. If I run sh, it is displaying his name is and then nothing, because the variable value is not present when the child shell is executing. So what will be the way to make sure that the child shell which runs this display.sh gets some values for the L name and F name? You can give your first name and last name. So you can pause the video and try doing this. Okay, I hope you were able to do that. This is just simple. We have to use export command to for the F name, then export command for the last name. So that means now we have exported F name and L name variables to the, we have made them global so the child shells can easily access them. So I will just print once again the shell script, small one single sentence echoing his name is, then F name L name. Let's try running it. So now you get the whole sentence. That's all about the global and local variable. Thanks folks. We'll see you in the next chapter.